I'm not going to keep talking about American politics because it's driving me nuts. And in all honesty, before I'm recording this video, I've had to calm myself down pretty quick because, in all honesty, I was getting myself all worked up. And this isn't specific to America in this instance. It's more the fact that I get sick and tired of people that live a life of privilege. They look down at people like they're second class, like they're scum. You know, because they've been born with opportunities, they feel their life has more value. That bothers me to my core, and I get really pent up with anger with that. I get really pissed off. Now, I don't know these people in this image. Now, I'm guessing they're all Trump's family, but the blonde one's pissing me off like crazy, to be honest. Her smug face is irritating the living core out of me. You know, I don't give a shit if that's Trump's daughter. I don't care who these people are. She's got an arrogance to her face that needs to be, you know, that needs to be reset. That's ridiculous. When you consider what the woman's talking about, there's like a service going on here where this pastor, whatever the hell she is giving a sermon and pretty much just trying their chance just to have their say on a few things. Now, you don't have to agree on policies, and you don't have to agree with everything she's saying if you don't like to. But at the end of the day, this is people we're talking about. Everybody should have the opportunities that everybody else has. The world should be fair and balanced. I get sick and tired with this disparity in justice, where it depends on where you was born, depends on the wealth afforded to you, the political system, everything and anything determines the life you get to have. And people, especially those that are born into privilege, they've got no sense of reality at all. They don't think for a moment, if they was born into a different family, in a different place on the planet, their entire experience would be different. But they've got this attitude where they feel their life has more meaning than someone else. So they're probably the sort of person, if they had a servant or they had someone working for them, they'd probably look down and laugh at them. And it's like, my mind can't even correlate that shit. Even if I was thrust into the spotlight, I would never look down at someone who's doing something. You know, I've never been like that. Even in workplaces, you know, I've never ever looked down at anybody. It's not in me, because people are people. You know, I have opinions, and sometimes I criticize someone, and it might be in terms of my thought process and things. And I recognize that some people have a diminished perspective of life. In that instance, yeah, maybe I might turn around and someone say someone's an idiot or they're ridiculous and that, because their opinion doesn't make sense. In that situation, yeah. If we're talking about people on a human level, though, I don't have this overwhelming feeling of superiority. And this blonde one's actually driving me nuts. And now, fortunately for everybody watching this video, you won't have to see her too much because I think it's tiny. I've tried zooming in on videos like this before and it doesn't. It just zooms in the comments to the right. But her attitude is really pissing me off, in all honesty. I try not to swear in videos, but yeah. So let's listen. You'll see Trump gets a little uncomfortable at times because he just don't give a shit. He's got no empathy. Trump's all about money. So you talk to him about, and you can see that in his whole family behind him. They've all got the same attitude. They don't give a shit about people, and it's strewn all over each of their faces. Not if you zoom in, if you can grab hold of this video, do full screen, and just assess all their faces, they could not care less about people, and it is so evident here.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen. In the name of our God.
I was trying to keep a glimpse of them. The two behind, I think they're sisters, I'm guessing. I don't know. There's smugness all over their faces. Sometimes I don't understand this world. I sometimes have a hard comprehension of it. And I'm an intelligent person. At least I consider myself intelligent. I can see various aspects. But sometimes I think that if someone's an undocumented immigrant, but they're working hard and they're not trying to sort of leech off the land, if you like, they're contributing, they're trying to have an impact. I honestly don't understand how it hurts. I talk about it a lot. I don't think there should be borders in this world. We should be nomadic, where we can traverse and just experience and explore. I don't know why there has to be all these rules to say, oh, you can't come here. Well, who the hell are you to say that? I'm a human, you're a human. Just because I was born on this land at a time when you've all staked a claim, who are you to have power over me? And that's the thing. And people don't question shit. They're too busy being sheep. But then you get this situation where you get royalty. You get people who are a posture above, and other people are treated like peasants. And you get used to being treated like a peasant. And it's normal to have this establishment order. But you got to ask yourself, why is that normal? And why should someone be able to have such a reaction to people who live a life where they're struggling? The smirks on the faces, it drives me absolutely mental, to be honest. I don't care who they're connected to. I really couldn't give a shit. They should be, at the end of the day, I think, just looking at all their faces, Trump looks thick as shit. His wife just looks like she's just not interested at all. There's nothing going on there. And then the ones behind seem to follow suit. It's almost like we're sort of zombie apocalypse sitting on this seats, There's no empathy or compassion amongst any of them, is there? When you look at them, it's like, these are not nice people. This whole thing was falling on deaf ears as soon as they started speaking. It was more a case of, can we get this finished? Because he's got a few people to throw away here. I started to think about it because I started seeing this thing where they were talking about the fact that they're going to start ripping people from communities because they're illegal immigrants, whatever they want to. I don't even know if it's just even if they're allowed to be, they probably take them, send them, deport them. And I started thinking like concentration camps, because I'm comparing Trump to Hitler. And his minions behind him look like fascists. It's crazy to me. We go back to the previous video where that American woman was saying that people are jealous of them. We wish to be them. I'm telling you now, I would not want to replicate these. If for me to be think about that, you could look at it like people like this. They have this grand attitude towards themselves. Like Trump's president now. So he probably thinks we'd all love to be him. I can tell you now, I would not want to be him. If for me to be a president, I had to have his attitude, his personality. I had to be him. You got no chance in hell that I would want to replicate that shit. And have these fake people around me? I don't think so. So anyway, I don't want to keep talking about America, but I'm getting sick and tired of it, to be honest. And that corrupt influence is going to be permeating around the world. And these are not people that I would argue are there to serve the people. They're there to serve themselves and fill their pockets. They've got no compassion at all. They're soulless. Again, if you watch the video, go full screen, have a look at the faces. I'll try to tag the video. Oh, it's a news channel. Either way, we'll tag that and then hopefully be able to see the video. Make your own judgment.